my nose on it.
That was just weird.
Sorry, I just suddenly
Look
thought
at who's
I might
look
dribble.
who's looking at us. She's like, what are you guys doing?
I'm starting to get a little self-conscious.
You? Not at all.
Look at her.
Why? Because she's watching?
Yeah.
We have an audience.
Hello, welcome to the Kitchen Stitching Podcast. This is episode 3. My name is Kate, and this is my mom, Karen.
Hi, welcome to my kitchen.
We are coming to you from Connecticut, and I just want to say thank you so much for watching. We have a couple subscribers now, which is exciting.
That's fun.
We had none, or we had maybe 2 or 3. 2 of them might have been me the last time we recorded. And I've had some interactions with people on Ravelry and Instagram, so thank you.
And we have a group.
We have a group. It's
So
called
please join us there.
Kitchen Stitching. And I'm on Ravelry as KNG Frank.
I'm Karen SWB.
And I'm on Instagram as KNG Frank also.
My Instagram isn't working right now. I'm there, but I can't put any pictures on. So Kate's going to help me figure that out. Something happened on my phone. I don't know what's going on. So, is that all the information?
Yeah,
Good with that?
that's all. We still have the giveaway. Mom has promised
We're almost a third of the way there.
if we get 100 subscribers, she will make and give away a project bag. My reason for wanting 100 subscribers is because I want our YouTube channel to have an actual URL so we can tell people exactly how to get to it. And YouTube requires 100 subscribers for you to do that. So after that, I'm happy.
Okay. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. You know, it's how it grows, it grows. It's just for fun.
Yeah.
We're not selling anything.
No,
I don't think we ever will.
probably not.
Doubt it. So anyway, how was your week? I haven't talked to you, really. You've
I
been
know.
busy.
I've been working.
2 jobs.
Yeah. Building a website. Starting to envision your logo for your blog. Starting to envision our logo, but I don't know what I want it to be yet.
I already came up with one.
I don't think the house landing on the witch means anything. I just like it. Do you want that?
Oh, I like it too. But I put my socks in a heart and took a picture of them on my
I
calendar.
love it.
Isn't that fun?
That's our Ravelry
Yeah.
header. Maybe that'll be our...
It would save us time and energy. I don't know. I just thought it was fun.
I love it.
Before
I have no reason to
wore
change
them,
it.
I hadn't worn them when I made them into the little heart.
If they were my socks, they'd be like dirty heels.
And bigger than mine too. The heart would have been bigger.
I'm just bigger than you. Look at you, little lady. Okay.
Okay, so what are you doing this week?
I finished my sweater.
I see that. That's beautiful.
Thank you.
Just in time for warm weather.
Yeah. I'm wearing it today, and then it's going to be put away.
Beautiful.
So thank you. You were right. I should have added another inch. Yes, Mom thinks she's always right.
I am always right.
I should have added another inch, and I made all these excuses for why I didn't need another inch. Ultimately, I was afraid to stray from the pattern because I was afraid I'd never seamed pieces up, and I was just afraid that there'd be something that would prevent me from putting the pieces together if another inch existed. And plus, when I really accepted that I needed another inch, I was already into the cable, and so, you know, I love it. I'm going to wear it, but it could use another inch in the.
Well, you can wear the long
bottom.
shirt under it. It'll be fine. That's what
I'm wearing right
anyway.
now.
Yeah.
It's just, yeah, I could have used another inch.
But don't be afraid about changing patterns because everybody does, and that's the whole benefit of making your own clothes.
Yeah, it's
'Cause
just.
you could go into the department store and find something that's too short.
Yeah, yeah.
You always do.
I do. I think that next time I won't be so afraid. But
No, don't be
I just didn't know how it was all going to come together, and I didn't have the confidence to do it. I followed the instructions exactly, knowing that I have a long torso and.
The only place you could really mess up with that is if you were trying to increase up here, and then you could end up making, if you were going to piece something, you could end up making the armholes too low.
Well, I think that's what.
But if you add it down here,
I know.
you're not going to run into that.
I think I was already into the cables maybe when we talked about that. And I think that's what it was. I was going to add some up here. I think I was even saying I was going to add some up here.
Because
and
you were bottom up.
Yeah, it's bottom up. And so I was not going to frog the whole thing.
No, you could have added it in the plain stitching, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So next time. I want to knit the featherweight, and that will definitely require some modifications because I like my sleeves to be kind of down here. I like sleeves to be really long because, and I think I'm not sure how long I want it, but I think there will be some modifications.
Well, they
to
have
that.
schematics, so you can.
No, that word just sends shivers through my spine.
Well, bring it down. We'll look at it together.
Do you have anything you finished? What are you wearing?
Oh, this is an old finish. This is Piper's Journey by Paula Emmons Feasley, and I knit it in Malabrigo Arroyo, which is my favorite Malabrigo. Am I wearing it backwards? Yes,
Yeah.
I am. I'm wearing it upside down. Well, I'm not going to change it now. But it's an old pattern. It's been out for several years. But it's Malabrigo Arroyo in Archangel, which I love the Archangel colorway. And I would definitely make another shawl in any of these colors, and I have. But I would not make a sweater in them because I just feel it's too irregular. You know, it's too irregular. I don't like this body look. You know, I don't want to look like an accident.
No, I don't either.
You know, so I think a sweater I don't think I'd do a sweater in it, but I would definitely do a shawl in it or something like that, a cowl. So I know a lot of people do. A lot of people make sweaters in it, but, you know, I'd rather have it look, I like commercial yarn more or kettle dyed even for a sweater. So that's what I'm wearing. I don't have anything finished. I'm almost done with, I should show them again. I'm almost done with, well, you know what? I'm going to show the sweater first because I'm done with the knitting.
You knit the whole sweater.
I'm done with the knitting. But
Is this a sweater that you said you put down for a while because turning it for the sleeves was making you crazy?
No, this one's done in pieces. Turn it, if you do a long sleeve sweater from the bottom up, I have one upstairs that is still sitting in the bag because to have to turn the whole sweater to do the sleeves makes me nuts. But so does piecing it make me crazy.
I like that part.
Well, you haven't put sleeves in yet.
Oh.
So
What are these clips?
these clips are, I should get my glasses back on again so I can read it. These were in my Christmas stocking because I requested them. Leo bought them on Amazon for me for my stocking. They're called Wonder Clips, and they're made by Clover. And you get a whole box of them, and you can use them for sewing or for putting your pieces together. So normally when people put their knitting together, they use the little removable stitch markers, but this works just fine. You can just clip everything together. So I have basically put in one sleeve, but I'm not thrilled with it yet. There's one little piece up here that needs to come out that I'm not happy with, but the sleeve goes in, the shoulders go on first, and then the sleeve goes in, and now then this sleeve will go in, and then the seams go up the sides and down the arms, and then I have to add the band around the front, which is going to have the ribbing like this.
And is that Stroll sock yarn?
No, this is, I always forget, this is the pattern's by Lori Versace. It's called Pour Moi. It's Knit Picks.
For me.
For me. It's for me. Not pour me, it's for me. And it's Knit Picks Wool of the Andes and Camel Heather.
Oh, right. Okay.
So it's actually, when I put it on Ravelry, when I put it on my project page, it says natural undyed. I don't know if that's natural undyed, but that's what Knit Picks, that's what Ravelry calls it. So I'm sewing it together, and it's, you know, I had been watching the Knitmore Girls, and Jasmine of the Knitmore Girls says that when you're doing something that's tedious and you really don't want to do it, you're supposed to eat cake. And I put something on my blog about that. I think it's a great idea, except then I would never fit in my sweater.
Yeah. Can I see the clips again?
See the clips? Sure.
Because when I was putting this together, I started from the top down, and I just did the mattress stitch. And then when I got to the bottom, they were different lengths. And so what I had to do was loosely thread. I just put a loose thread all the way up so that I could
basting thread.
Watch. I guess so. So that I could make sure that my lengths were proper. But this, I'm gonna close? Can you see that?
They're like little clothespins.
They're great. This would be perfect. This would take care of my problem. So I'm gonna have to get some of these.
The way you can close that is by putting them in the top and turning it upside down fast. Very crazy.
Is that what they came in?
Yeah.
So the people that designed that never used it.
Apparently not. So you have to put them in the top and then close it fast because otherwise it does not close.
Maybe I just opened it upside down.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. You didn't. It's just weird. I have to put them all back in the top and then close it fast.
No, I think this is the bottom. This is the bottom. Clearly, it's like a shoebox.
Okay, try to close it.
No, it's just nobody wants to listen to that.
You know what? It's just, it works. It's fine. They go in there and, I know where they are and it works. I like them. So that's as close as I am to finish. I have some other things I'm working on, but how about you?
That I am taking part in a knit along. This is the Boo Knits. It's a mystery knit along. And
Glasses back on so I can see.
I am like, I can't believe that this is happening.
Ooh, that is beautiful.
It's actually happening.
Look at that.
Right?
Yes, it's happening. Look at that.
Let me see how close I
It
can
looks
get.
like a little spider web. It's so small. No, is that finger weight or is
This
that?
is lace.
That's lace weight. That's
This
what
is
I thought.
Madeline Tash lace.
Okay.
Let me go close again.
What's the color?
Penumbra.
Penumbra. Oh, it means shadow, right?
It's something
Shadow
to
of
do
the
with.
moon or something. Yeah.
It's in our last episode. It's something to do with an eclipse.
Oh, that's the dark part of the moon when the shadow comes over during the eclipse.
Yeah.
Isn't that beautiful? And that's your lifeline?
Yeah.
Wow. And you're not putting in a, well, you can see it, I guess.
What?
I would put in a lifeline that was a lighter color so I could clearly see it.
Oh, I can clearly see that.
You're going way beyond that now. You should put another line in.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So I of course, found that when you put a lifeline in with stitch markers, especially when you've got this many stitch markers, look at all those stitch markers, you have to go around the stitch markers, or
You don't go through them?
no, because then you can't get your stitch markers off. On the next row, your stitch markers are still threaded through the lifeline.
Oh.
So you have to go around your stitch markers.
Ooh.
So, and then, so I have a really hard time with stitch markers because I always get laddering. I finally figured out, so I went onto the thread for this make along and said, are these stitch markers really necessary? I don't want to use stitch markers, which is insane. This
get the removable
could not be done. Well, then they fall off. So somebody in the thread recommended that I get these stitch markers on Etsy. They traveled very far to get to me, which I'm kind of ashamed of because really I like to try to buy local and stuff. But they came from the UK and they're
Oh, those are removable ones?
no, they just follow the cord, but they're nice because you can kind of like poke them out of the way and you don't get laddering. See how thin they are?
Well, Clover makes the removable ones in the green and the orange. You've seen those, right?
Yeah, I've got all kinds of stitch markers in here. But so this is cute. I got these on Etsy. This is Fripperies and Bibelots. And so I bought the little tin.
Bibelot.
What does that word mean?
It's French.
Oh, well, my French is non-existent. So I love it. It's adorable. I got it on Etsy. And I do like the stitch markers. And I have to say, if you are afraid of knitting lace, you should try a Boo Knits pattern because when you look at the pattern, it's really scary. But you know exactly how many stitches are supposed to be between each.
So you can count.
So I always know when my stitch count is off, and I always can kind of go back and say, well, where did I mess up? Because I know exactly how many stitches are supposed to be in between these markers. So I don't know how people write lace patterns. This is my first one, but this one was done really well. And so that's Boo Knits, and it's Dance Macabre. And it's a mystery knit along, and I have managed to not look and see what it's going to look like. I have no idea what it's going to look like.
Yeah.
And I've decided that I'm really happy with these beads after all,
I like them.
because I was concerned that there wasn't enough
Contrast.
between the two. You know, I could turn this around so that the right side is showing. I was worried that there wasn't enough contrast,
That's
but
so pretty.
I actually think that they provide just enough shine, and I saw others that had high contrast between the yarn and the beads, and I like my choice. I'm glad, and you can see them now that I'm out of the lace.
Yeah.
So
Well, what's nice about them too is that they add some weight to the lace.
yeah,
So that it drapes nicely.
yeah. So I'm thrilled with that, and I've been really pretty monogamous with this, except when I'm on a very hairy lace section and I can't concentrate with the kids jumping. They put their feet on me.
I can't believe you knit with the kids on. I can't believe.
That's like, what else am I going to do? Surf my phone?
No, but I mean, I would be afraid of doing lace when I have to lock myself in my room when I'm doing stuff like that. I have to be alone. So.
Some sections get really hairy, and I will say, this is a good stopping point. I'm going to go do this when I'm alone with bright light, and others.
You're never alone. You've got a husband, a dog, and 2 kids.
But they all go to bed eventually, and the husband does his thing, and so yeah, I love it. I'm thrilled.
It's beautiful.
Thank you, and I the pattern is just so. I'm following it. I wasn't expecting that.
Excellent. You're way ahead of where I was at the same spot. So I'm working on socks still, and I made a stupid mistake, but I thought I was going to be done with them by now because I locked myself in my room last night, and then I was knitting very fast and not paying attention to what I was doing, and somehow I created an extra stitch, which I then pulled back, but you can't do that when you're knitting this small. So I'm basically going to take all that out back the next, 7 or 8 rows, which I'm not going to frog. I'm just going to tink back because, I just don't feel like having to go through and try to pick this up, because when it's this tiny, and these are on size 3s, and it's just a pain. So I'm going to just tink back the 7 rows. It's going to take me a little bit of time, but I was almost to the point where I was going to start decreasing for the toes. I'm all snarled up here.
Those look like leg warmers. They're so big.
Well, yeah, but they'd be good boot socks.
I'm so jealous of these people that
But never mind, so big.
hold
My
up
feet are
these
small
cute
things.
little socks.
I know. Well, I'm going to get sock blockers, but we'll have to put an extension on the roof.
Where are you going to find those? I always get ones for men.
I know. Hey. There are women that have bigger feet than me. You like you. No, but we can just move a wall, and then we can have room for my
Sock blockers.
I don't know, Kate, I'm sorry. When you were a baby, your grandmother knitted you little cute little pink booties, and you couldn't wear them. They were for newborns. And... See, these are cute, but they're never going to fit on those flippers. Sorry. You were adorable, but you did have these big feet sticking out, underneath all those cute little baby dresses. So anyway, this is How I Make My Socks by Susan B. Anderson. I think I said that before, but I'll say it again. It's Austerman Step 6, colorway 0677, sport weight. I'm knitting them on a size 3 needle because they're so thick that if I had knitted them on a smaller needle, they would have been like cast iron. And you do want to keep a little bit of drape, so I put them on. Actually, they're huge, but they fit me. I'm like, they're nice. I don't know if they're going to fall down. I don't think so. I think I knitted enough for the cuff, but
They're huge.
you're so mean. You're like
so
that little guy making fun of my size.
Yeah, but I'm,
I've been this size since I'm 12 years old.
me too.
I can't do anything about it, girl.
Me too.
So what else you got?
I am working on the Frances top by
The what top? The what?
Frances.
Frances?
Her username is Olga Jazzy, Olga Baraya Kefelian, and
Ooh, that's pretty. What does
Yeah.
it just fold over in the back?
it's just open in the back.
Are you gonna wear something under it?
I don't know yet. Depends. It depends. It falls differently on everybody. I mean, if it fits me like it fits her, unless I'm in the garden, I don't see the need to.
You don't think when you bend over that's gonna split?
I don't know. I'm going to try it on. I mean, I have plenty of tank tops and camisoles and things that I can put under it if I need to. But I'd like to not have to wear anything because
put a pin in
I'm
it.
always so warm. Well, that's the other thing I meant to mention about this is it buttons up the back, but there's these gaps where the buttons are. And so I was actually going to take just little loops of thread and kind of, because I can get it on and off over my head without buttoning it. So I'm going to just seam it. Yeah, because it's gapping. So I've started swatching for that top.
Pretty. What color?
This is some kind of Pima cotton nylon blend in the color's called Beaver Tail, and
It's pretty.
I know, yeah. So here's the thing, I don't know if this color is going to do me any favors, but it was a closeout on Webs, and I got it really cheaply. It was really inexpensive, and I got enough to make the top.
But you have, in the summer, you get a different color complexion in the summer. You freckle up a little bit. I think you'll be fine with it.
So I don't know how this is gonna.
Very pretty.
It's like green. It looked more green on the what do you call it? On the website. This is a worsted weight cotton. This is my first. I've done some kitchen crocheting stuff with cotton, but I have not made a garment with cotton. And I was thinking, I think it called for size 8 needles, but I was not getting the right gauge. So these are a size 7, US size 7, and I really like knitting with sock yarn and lace knit.
You like smaller needles?
Smaller needles and thinner yarns. So
So
these
do I.
big chunky needles with this worsted weight,
It's not as comfortable, but you'll get used to it.
I think I used to like knitting with bigger needles until I started with the smaller needles. So I'm not sure if this is going to be the gauge. I was thinking, I have a very strong interest in learning how to substitute yarns in patterns. I can't even imagine how to rework a pattern. But
There's math to do.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I'm not a math person. But if this is just do these inches, pick up the stitches, then I may, in that situation, I could probably comfortably substitute yarn. If you're just going to certain inches and there's no cabling where you have to count stitches. Because this pattern is just stockinette stitch with a panel of garter in the front. So, but I'm not gonna, I thought about going down a needle size so that this would be less holey, but then it would be more stiff.
How close are you to gauge?
I don't know. I'm not quite done. I was
Swatching.
way over, so I don't know if I'm going to have to go down another needle size.
So are you substituting a different weight yarn in this? What does it
No,
call
it
for?
calls for DK cotton.
Oh, then you are, if this is worsted.
Or no, I'm sorry, it calls for worsted.
Okay. Then you're probably okay.
Yeah, but
It's just your gauge you just have to adjust for.
Yeah, but I was thinking like I would love to do this top in a lighter weight yarn because I think it would just look, I don't love, I guess, the idea of wearing a worsted weight top in the summer. Like I want it to be light. So I want to learn how to substitute yarns. That's my goal. And I'm not going to do it with this one, but
Worsted weight yarn, I'm just warning you, tends to be a bit heavy in cotton.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I mean, this
may.
is going to be, then again, it may be a spring top for me and not a summer top.
It doesn't matter. What I'm saying is worsted weight cotton tends to just be heavier weight-wise. It just, you know what I mean?
It is a blend. So there's that.
You'll find it's heavier than wool. It doesn't have any air in it, really.
Great. Well, we'll see. That's why, well, I'm going to be stuck with all this worsted weight cotton now.
No, not necessarily, because you can always make a tank out of it and use less of it.
Two
You know what I'm
tanks.
saying? One of the things that I thought was interesting, Isabel on Fluffy Fibers, what she does, and I haven't done it yet, but I think it's a great idea. She finds material that she likes. She works out a gauge that she likes. She finds, she gets the material that she likes, and then she does a Ravel research based on what material she gets. In other words, she has the material she likes first, and then she looks for a pattern that fits that gauge.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I think it's a great idea.
So I really want to make the top that I showed you. So I would have to come up with something else. And I'd have to, if I was going to make that top in anything other than this, which is what I bought the yarn for, I would get a thinner yarn and maybe I'd try linen
Work
or...
out the math or make a bigger size. Sometimes you could just make one size bigger.
The nice thing is that is kind of flowy. It's not something like this where you want it to fit a certain way. So I don't know. I'm going to see what happens with the gauge. I might just go with it. I don't know.
You're going to laugh because that was the hardest thing for me to figure out when I started knitting, because I would find what I thought was a good substitute, because I was going with magazines. I didn't have Ravelry at that point, and I would make my swatch and I could never ever come up with the gauge that they had, and I would go up a needle, I'd go down a needle, up a and I would just like struggle with it to the point where I'm like, I'm not going to knit this then. I would be so frustrated with it. it is actually easier if you use the exact yarn that the pattern calls for.
I'm sure.
It's always easier.
I'm
It's
sure.
not always easy to find the yarn. But usually if you find a yarn that you like, the easiest is to do what Isabel does, and that is work out your gauge, find the material you like, even if it means it's going to be meshier. This isn't that heavy. This is quite light. Some cotton acrylic is a little heavy. This is very light stuff. Work out a gauge that you like, and then put the gauge. You can put the gauge in and find a pattern.
I could try that.
Yeah.
I could. Or I could just, not listen to my mom,
That always works.
do what I want, and hate it.
Let's see what happens.
I didn't pay a lot for the yarn, so it's not like, if I had $60, $70 worth of yarn, I think I'd be,
Which is exactly why I made this sweater out of an inexpensive yarn instead of the Madeline Tashi called for. Because I said, I don't even know if I'm going to like it. I don't know if I'm going to deal with the seaming. I'm not sure if I'm going to want to finish it. So I have a less expensive sweater, which I think is still coming out nice. I like the way it looks. But it's never, ever wasteful to buy yarn, because eventually, even if you decide not to make that top, you will make something out of it.
Yeah.
Even if it's a tank top.
Yep.
Which would be really pretty in that, too.
I know. I haven't printed out the pattern yet. I've only just been swatching, but I should look and see if it is something where I can get if I'm just knitting to inches, I can use any yarn and any gauge I want. Right? If it just says knit in the around and get sleeves that are 6 inches around, because that's the size I'm knitting, can't I just knit until I have 6 inches of sleeves, and then when it says knit, can't you just do what you want?
There's a way of working out the math, and
No math.
not really. There's a way. No, it's not that hard. There's a way of figuring it out once you get your gauge and replacing some numbers. And I wrote it all down. Jasmine of the Knit More Girls actually explained it in detail, and I'm going to see if I can find that for you, because it's not that hard. You're taking all the numbers in the pattern, you're simply substituting another number based on your gauge. So it's just too much to talk about now, but it can be done, and it's not that hard.
Right.
The way you're talking about it is actually the row gauge is the best way. If your row gauge is off, and my row gauge is almost always off.
Row?
If your row gauge versus your stitch gauge goes this way, your row gauge goes this way.
Right.
So if your row gauge is off, hopefully your pattern calls for inches and not rows, because if you go by rows, you're gonna be off.
Yeah, no, actually, like this called all inches, so I didn't even check my row gauge.
Because some patterns don't. Some patterns are less clear. And I used to find that frustrating too, because I'd say, well, it calls it for inches and it says rows, and the rows are not right. So darn it, I'm not going to make this pattern. So,
Well, the weird thing too was, well, I guess when I was knitting this, it would say, when you go to the underarms, pick up 117 stitches. I'm like, yeah, I'm just going to pick up every stitch. I don't know how many stitches I have. How can it guess how many stitches?
well,
Because they assume you got your row gauge correct.
Well, here's the other thing too, is it'll also, if they're helpful, they'll also tell you, make sure it's an even number because of the ribbing you're going to do.
I didn't always pick up an uneven number. It just warned me, you're picking up 117, so make sure you do your ribbing the right way. Which assumed that I was picking up 117. I don't know how many I picked up, because I was knitting to inches. The pattern must have been written to assume that I was getting a certain row gauge.
Yep.
Which that makes sense. I didn't understand that. That. Anything else you have?
I was just going to show the other sock. These socks are getting there. I just stopped because I thought I was going to finish those. I got as far as the heel turn. The next step is the heel turn. But I love the fabric, the way this is coming out.
These are such perfect little stitches.
Aren't they tiny little stitches?
They're
And
perfect.
Those are Mountain Colors. It's a 2.75 millimeter size 2 needle. It's crazy foot. It's 90% superwash merino, 10% nylon. It's in the birch tree colorway, and I forgot to say last week that I won this in the Equal Opportunity Crafter podcast.
How do you win stuff?
I don't remember what it was, but she was given this apparently by Mountain Colors, and so she had a giveaway. I can only find her on iTunes. I can't find her on YouTube. But
But you win a lot of stuff.
I have won quite a bit of stuff.
I don't win stuff.
Well, you haven't submitted anything
I don't
yet.
submit stuff because I don't win stuff.
Well, you have to submit things and then you might win. If you do a knit along, you're a pain. But she just got this apparently from the company as a giveaway, and I don't know, she probably said, most of them say go on to their website and pick out a color that you like, and so they just want you to visit their website to see their yarn. But I thought it was very pretty. I don't see
Is that you
birch.
picked out that color?
No, this was the prize.
Right. Okay.
I don't remember what color I thought was pretty. It might have been this one. But I don't see birch trees, but I think it's pretty. It's got a denim blue and it's got yellow and green. I can't find it. I don't even know if they're dyeing it anymore, but I think it's very, very pretty colors.
I think the pattern repeat reminds me of birch bark.
Oh, that's possible.
Yeah.
Because birch bark usually peels off.
It has that kind of
But it's not
liney.
usually yellow.
Well, you have to just imagine.
Use your imagination.
Pretend you're looking at something black and white.
Okay.
Just see with your mind's eye.
Okay. I don't know. But I like the material I'm getting. It's dense, but it's not ridiculously dense. There's a nice stretch to
Just
it.
like you.
Don't go there. I am your mother, remember?
Yeah.
So, anyway, so you got something else?
Just the sockhead hat. In my little mom bag, and I don't know,
Little bag or little mom? Little bag.
my little bag from mom. And yes, I don't know, it's the sockhead hat. What's there to say about it? Except that I said to my husband, how big of a brim do you want? Let's look at the size of your forehead. So this should give you a
It's very, they like to be able to turn them back.
No, he
No?
wants to look like the guy from, I don't know, kill me. Some TV show, the first person.
Does he have a slouchy hat?
Yeah, I don't know. It's not Breaking Bad. I don't know. Or one of those Sons of Anarchy. I don't know. I don't watch
You
any of
watching
these.
that?
I don't watch any of these shows. But apparently, there's a guy with a slouchy hat. So he's been wanting a slouchy hat for years. So he's got a big head. So it's gonna be a
Gonna take a while.
summer-long project, I
But
think.
that's okay, because when you can't deal with the lace, you can always.
Well, this is my purse project and car project and work conference call project. And then, I also, very soon, I picked up Knit Scene magazine, right? Knit Scene?
Let's see.
And I might, for this one, have to get the actual yarn. This is, I'll put pictures in, but I'm going to show Mom. I want to make this.
Ooh, that's pretty.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
But I can't decide. And then this is what the back looks like. I can't decide if I'm going to do it all in one color or
I
'cause
wouldn't. I would do the contrast.
I like lots of things going on around the neck and top. But I was considering doing it all in black. Not sure. But I think I will.
What material is it called?
It's Callista by Classic Elite Yarns.
Callista.
Callista.
That should be easy to find.
Yeah,
And
it's not cheap.
What's it called?
Callista. Classic Elite Yarns is, it's the
Pattern.
Carly. So I saw it in the magazine and I had to hunt down the maker because this is just a top I would totally wear.
I don't think you're gonna have any trouble finding that because when
No,
they
I did.
have them, you found it right away, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because when they put them in magazines, it's usually available.
Oh, yeah.
Right away.
Yeah. Maybe I'll just get the two colors. I don't know. It's going to be a little bit of an investment because it's not cheap. And it's like cotton. And it's
Oh, we'll go to Webb's and get the discount.
it's some kind of yarn that's like crocheted to begin with. It's a DK weight yarn, but it's
Chain
like
yarn?
it's like a chain yarn. So I
Chain
probably shouldn't try substituting.
No,
No?
because a chain net yarn doesn't stretch usually as much as regular yarn.
So I might just follow the pattern completely.
I would, with that especially, because that's got all those straps coming across. You don't want
Yeah.
them to stretch out.
Yeah. Okay, I will. But I have to make it. As soon as I saw it in the magazine, I'm like, I gotta go find this. I couldn't believe I found the pattern on Ravelry. I wasn't expecting because it seems so new.
Yeah.
So that's gonna happen soon.
That would be beautiful on you. That'd be very
Thank
nice.
you.
I haven't started this yet, but I got the yarn out because I found a
Oh.
I found a free knit along. She's going to charge for it eventually, but what interested me is that the designer is The site is, it says Ardilanic, but I think it's Ardilana K, because her first name is Mirren, so I don't know what the K is. But Ardilana is Basque for sheep wool.
Oh.
The designer's from northern Spain, and the shawl is called Udaberry. And it looks like it's going to be very simple, which is what I need right now because I'm doing some seaming and I've got the socks, and I figured I'd start with an easy, but it's going to be an easy lace shawl. And I've had this yarn sitting around for years. Whenever we go away, I get souvenir yarn.
That's pretty.
Isn't that
Let's
pretty?
hold it up
That's
real quick.
Metallica.
It's so
It's so
soft.
I know. And it looks like
Oh
looks
my
like
gosh.
metal.
Oh
And
my gosh. I
it's-
love it. It is shimmering. It
Yeah,
does.
doesn't
Oh my
look-
God, that's
and
beautiful.
they have a gold one and they have a white one.
That is
and they have a
gorgeous.
bronze one. And it says a shimmering blend of 50% baby alpaca and 50% raw silk.
Wow.
So I have 3 of them. I have.
Is that enough?
Yeah, I have. What do I have of it? I wrote it down. I have 441 yards of it.
That's all it takes?
Well, she says you could use a skein of stock yarn for it.
Wow.
So
And it's a mystery knit along?
it's a mystery knit along, and it looks like it's going to be a fairly simple lace because she said it's just knit stitch, knit 2 together, knit front and back. I'm all over that. I don't want to do any fancy stitches. I just want to do simple.
Is this your first mystery knit along?
Yes, I've never done one.
Are you going to join the group?
Yes.
Are you going to peek?
No. Nope.
I haven't peeked.
You haven't peeked. I'm not going to peek. I'm going to try to stay with it. I'm going to cast it on probably today.
This.
And,
Can I just look?
and try to stay
Oh.
with it.
Oh my God.
It's the softest thing.
Oh
I've
my
ever felt.
God. It's soft and it shimmers. It's
Yeah.
lovely.
Yeah.
I'm
Like I said, they make one in a gold, and it's a
Oh my
natural.
God.
It's not dyed. It's all natural. And they make one in an ivory that's gorgeous too.
I need to get a close-up picture of this because this is just
Isn't that beautiful?
stunning.
I
Stunning.
have it
Where
at
did you get
Webb's.
this?
I saw it at Webb's. I tried to get your attention when we were at Webb's, but you were kind of like on a tear. And you
This
were
is no
looking at
dyes?
your yarn. That's not a dye.
I was on a Malabrigo
You were on a
tear.
mission.
Tear. That's a word.
So this was not inexpensive. It's blue sky alpaca, so it was not
It's not-
inexpensive. It was not inexpensive when you figured that little bit was that price. So, but I got it at Seed Stitch Yarn in Salem, Massachusetts. We try to go up there every year, and so this has been sitting in my stash waiting for something special. So I figured a shawl would be a nice idea for this. 'Cause
Wow.
I'm certainly not going to make socks out of it.
Lovely.
So that's it for me. So what's going on in the kitchen? What's going on in the garden first? Anything?
I've been so lazy. I need to get out and plant stuff. There are things you're supposed to put in the ground as soon as the ground can be worked, and I haven't done it. And so I think I'm going to do starts. I think I'm going to go to the garden store and buy some lettuce and some.
Mm-hmm.
But I've got chives. The chives are starting to blossom. I love, even though I try to not eat so much bread every once in a while, I treat myself to a good loaf of bread, and I like to take the chive blossoms and I just kind of pull off the flowers and put them in olive oil with salt.
Oh.
And oh God, and it's like sometimes I'll put raw garlic in too. I make sure all of us eat it because we can't stand to be around each other. But
Yeah, you have
yeah.
to- if you're gonna kiss, you have to have everybody has to have garlic.
Well, and the kids want to cuddle, and I'm like, get your
Yeah.
garlic
Yeah.
face out of my
All have to
face.
eat it.
But yeah, the chive blossoms in the garlic. Actually, I really should make get some nice jars and just let the chive blossoms live in the oil. But it's just so good dipping bread in it. It's just incredible. And I
pretty too.
forgot, yeah, and I like to put them in salads because I kind of feel fancy when I'm eating flowers.
And you can make chive butter. Chive butter.
How do you do that?
Just chop up the chives and mix them with the butter while the butter's soft, and then leave it in the refrigerator.
And you can make butter in a what's the thing that spins?
Food processor,
Mixer.
if you really want to. I
It's
suppose
just,
you-
I mean, I've almost made whipped
done it by
cream
accident,
into
I'm
butter
sure.
accidentally a few times. So I could see like whipping the chive blossoms right into the butter and then having it. Yeah, so I've got chives. I've got, ooh, geez, am I making noise? Garlic coming up, and I've been using some of the, you can use some of the tops of the leaves of garlic in stuff. I don't remember what I made, but I just kind of chopped up the tops. It's green garlic.
The scapes.
No, not the scapes.
scapes?
The actual leaves
Oh,
that
the
come out of the
leaves.
ground. You can
Okay.
cook with those. And they're kind of mellow. What else? Peas are like that tall. They haven't reached they're not climbing yet, but I'll help them climb. And I don't remember. I found a little bit of parsley and a little bit of cilantro. So that's good. Getting a
Parsley,
start.
the second year is it seeded?
Oh
still?
yeah. Oh yeah.
The second year parsley is not always good.
No, I have like a parsley problem. So
okay.
I'm sure there are seeds in there.
That's a good problem to have.
Yeah, yeah. And I got some catnip at the CSA. I joined a CSA where you have to put in a certain number of work hours as well as pay a fee. And so they were like, take this catnip, it's coming up everywhere. And so I got that in a pot because that'll just take over your whole lawn if you're not careful. And so the cat is enjoying,
You'll find them out there
catnip.
drunk all over.
yeah.
You only have one, so it's not like you can have a party or anything.
He can party. I think it's fun to cover the dog in catnip.
Oh,
They're friends.
it'd be very friendly.
That's how they got to be friends because the cat kept beating up the dog, the puppy. So I'm like, well, now the puppy smells good.
dear,
And so they're like, they cuddle.
because of the catnip.
I think so, man. If that's your drug of choice and your enemy is covered in it, like if I don't like someone, just cover them in chocolate. I don't know.
Oh, you're too much. Well, I can't garden right now. I had a floater come up in my eye last week, and I thought it might be. A year and a half ago, I tore a retina, and they had to laser it, so I had to run right to the eye doctor, and he said, well, I can't see a tear, but he said, just to be sure, he said, for the next 3 weeks until you come back again, you cannot bend down, you cannot lift anything. You can't tell a gardener they can't lift down or bend down or lift anything this time of year. It's tough.
I know.
So everything that goes in is going to be late, and things. The only thing I do is I cleaned up the front and I got that ready to be mulched, and I was going to go get some mulch and start working. But can't do that now.
Well, just get starts.
It's
You
going to be
know,
late.
if you were going to put stuff in by seed, you'd get it all at the same time
Yeah, there'll be
anyway.
starts. And I have to get back and I have to trim my lavender. I have a lot of things I have to do. I have lavender, dried lavender put aside from last year that I want to put in little bags and put in everything because it smells so good. But so I got a lot to do and I can't do. I haven't cooked anything new, but I just wanted to show something that I use in my kitchen all the time. Talking about spinach. I used to have one of these, and I don't know what happened to it. And then I bought, when we were in Salem, they had a little spice shop. I don't know if it's still there, but I bought whole nutmegs, because there is nothing as good on cooked spinach as fresh nutmeg.
Really?
Yeah. Did you ever do that?
No.
Oh, it's delicious. So these are the whole nutmegs that you can buy. And in the spice shop, I said, so you have a nutmeg grater? And they go, no, we don't have one. I'm like, well, how are you supposed to get the nutmeg? So when I went to Vermont last year, I went into the Basketville, and I said, well, they have a lot of kitchen gizmos in there, and so they did. And so this is a nutmeg grater, and I used to have one when you were a kid. You probably don't remember it, but it hangs on the wall, and it's got the nutmeg inside of it, and you just hang it on the wall. And when you want the nutmeg, you just take it out and you give it a little. You got nutmeg, which is nice to have on top of
Yeah.
cream on
Coffee.
your coffee.
I just put it straight on top of coffee. That smells different than,
It's fresh nutmeg.
wow. It smells different than what you get when you open up a,
Yeah, because when you open it up, it's been sitting there drying out, where this has got the oil from the actual nutmeg.
wow.
And then you put the top on and hang it up.
Nice.
So,
Very cute.
yeah, so that's my little kitchen gizmo. I've got a few things that I do like that just, but nutmeg on spinach is traditional, and it just gives it a little bit of...
Nutmeg in lasagna is traditional too.
Mm-hmm. Especially vegetable lasagna.
Yeah.
It's delicious in there. So.
But I like it on coffee.
And you could put it on your pumpkin spice coffee, or you could put it in your coffee when you go to make your coffee. But I don't use that for the, when I put it in the coffee, because you need like a teaspoon to put
Yeah.
it in the grounds. But I think that's it for me this week. I think that's all I've got.
Well, you've nutmegged the microphone.
Yeah.
It's okay. All right.
Okay.
Well, nice to see you.
Good seeing you. This is the only time we get together now.
Well, I don't want to talk, we don't talk about this stuff. We wait
That's
until
true.
we're together now. So I can't call you up and rattle on about knitting because we have to talk on the podcast.
I know.
But we may go like 3 weeks to a month before our next one, possibly.
Probably will. I'll probably be done with my sweater by then, and you'll know what you're doing with your stuff.
Yeah.
But it's a time of year. People get busy. Where you're going to do gardening, and you've got projects going. But we will definitely be back.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Good to see you.